For those of you who don't
So,
know, that is Cliff Kingsbury. He's the head coach. He is loaded and has a beautiful home.
yep, in this fancy draft mansion. This is apparently where he took the draft from the other year, and he is the guy who was also the head coach when Patrick Mahomes was at Texas Tech, and somehow they didn't have a winning record because he doesn't care about defense. The defense is a little bit stronger in the NFL, but this offense does look loaded. Kyler Murray's back for another year. Can he progress is a big question.
Yeah, and then they got DeAndre Hopkins. They got AJ Green. Larry Fitzgerald's a question mark. They don't know if he'll be back. They got another receiver.
They also drafted Rondale Moore from Purdue.
And don't they still have Christian Kirk?
Very versatile weapon. They what?
Don't they still have Christian Kirk, or did he go to free agency?
I actually do think that Christian Kirk is still there as well. He is very forgotten about in that receiving core, but yeah, Christian Kirk is still there as well.
My whole thing about this team is, one, the offensive line is like okay, and two, that defense is terrible.
Yeah,
Chandler Jones is one of the best.
Some efforts.
Chandler Jones is one of the best in the sport, and he requested a trade.
Yeah.
They did get J.J. Watt, but like if Chandler Jones leaves, that's all they're going to have on defense. They got Jordan Hicks, I guess, but
yeah. But how they resolve that situation with Chandler Jones does have an impact on their season.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to have to try to pay a lot of people here soon, and I don't think they're going to be able to afford Chandler Jones.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. They their first round draft pick from last year, Isaiah Simmons, needs to step up and play better.
Oh yeah, and they got Budda Baker
so far,
who's been playing lights out. And Isaiah Simmons can play linebacker or safety.
Yeah,
so they have options on defense. I just think if Simmons can't play linebacker and he's solely going to be a safety, they have a liability everywhere except for safety.
But this was an interesting team even last year. They probably do need that veteran leadership that they're going to get from AJ Green and JJ Watt that they added to in the offseason, because this team wasn't very consistent. They were capable of beating most anyone. They played some fantastic games last year. But the reason they didn't make the playoffs is because then they would turn around and lose to the Lions. This team just needs – that's one of the biggest keys for them this year is they need to be more consistent as a team.
Yeah. I think they also got the short hand of the stick, or the short end of the stick. They play in a very good division.
Yes.
If they were in pretty much any other division, they would be probably first or second. I can't say they'd win any division with that defense, but
they would have won the NFC East.
That's true. They would probably
That's
destroy
not the first time in these previews that we'll rip the NFC East, but that was our first one.
Yeah.
Good cause for holding out for most of this episode.
So running low on time here, but I think.
All right. What's your final predictions? Final order. Where do you think they're going to finish?
I may be a little biased in this one, but I got Rams, 49ers, Seahawks, Cardinals.
I'm going to be a little bit different from you. However, we can underestimate the impact of upgrading from Jared Goff to Matt Stafford for the Rams. That was a massive upgrade. I think that is what's going to lead to the Rams winning the division. I have the Rams in first. You cannot count Russell Wilson, Mr. Unlimited, and the Seattle Seahawks. I have them in second. I have the Arizona Cardinals finishing third, and then the 49ers in last. I just don't know that whole situation with the quarterbacks might be a little bit iffy for them. And I think Jimmy G might feel the pressure of Trey Lance, and that could lead to a little bit of troubles there. They also need to stay healthier than they were the year before. It's a little bit of a bold prediction putting the 49ers last, because I believe I saw they were the betting favorites right now. Actually.
Yeah. I mean, they can literally finish 1, 2, 3, or 4. It literally
this
depends.
Division is so tight. Anyone can win it and anyone can lose it.
Yeah. I mean, you can make a case for the 49ers and the Rams to be clear favorites to win. I don't see the Seahawks being very competitive the entire season with these teams. I don't see the Cardinals just coming out of nowhere and just winning a bunch of games. The offense will be nice, but I think they're going to be in 17 shootouts.
I will disagree with you here a little bit. I think Russell Wilson's going to keep the Seahawks as a playoff level team. They're not going to win the division, but I think they will be in the wild card once again. That team just always seems to make their way there. Their defense won't be good most games, but will somehow figure it out other games. The Cardinals, I mean, simply put, they did add a lot of offensive weapons. The defense isn't great, but it'll do. This is the time for Cliff Kingsbury to prove he's ever going to do anything. It's a giant mansion that we showed before.
I think Cliff's going to end up getting canned, and I don't think it's his fault because he has one of the worst defenses statistically, or at least on paper, in the NFC.
But my question is, how is that not his fault? Everywhere he goes, bad defense follows him.
Right, but he's not the GM.
I know, but it seems like, I mean, he definitely has his hand in a lot of the moves. Why do you think they keep adding the offensive weapons and not really fixing the defense? It would definitely be absolutely at least a good part his fault.
I mean, if you kind of look at the rest of the division, the defenses in that division have gone downhill.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no questioning that. The passing games have gone better and the defenses have gotten worse. We will see a lot of shootouts in this division, and it will be a lot of fun to watch.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be the wild, wild west.